What happens when you take the tactical depth of hero shooters, inject it with neon-soaked cyberpunk aesthetics, and crank that shit up to 11? You get Fragpunk, the latest entry in the competitive shooter space that's been making waves since its beta release. Now, I spent the last week within that beta deep diving into its chrome-plated world. I'm here to tell you if this ambitious fusion sticks the landing. At its core, Fragpunk is a hero shooter that prioritizes movement above all else. Every character, or Lancer as they're called in game, comes equipped with tools and abilities to adapt to many situations, especially with shard cards, which I will get into later. What sets this apart from other tag shooters like Valorant and CSGO is the abilities of each Lancer. Now, as of this video, there are 12 Lancers in the beta. Each Lancer's abilities are different from each other, with only a few being variations. Each are still fresh from each other despite that. Take Broker and Hollow Point, for example. Both characters have a smoke ability. We know what smokes do. They cover an area to cut off line of sight. Unless your shuriken can see into the future, you won't know exactly where the enemies are. Now, Broker's version of a smoke is the throwable line. Broker throws a coin, and once it sticks to the landing, shoots out a wall of smoke that takes a similar shape to the Great Wall of China. It's like going to the club with the homies. You just have to show your ID before entering. Hollow Point's version is another line, but this time it actually moves ahead of you. It starts a straightforward path, and unlike my sexuality, doesn't move besides where it's initially sent. If anyone is tagged by the smoke, they are revealed as silhouettes. It's like seeing Bigfoot. You better get to the enemy and snap a picture being your bullets, to their skull. Or a sniper, which is another one of her abilities. If it's a tied game, then you get thrown into an overtime mode called Duel Master. The game turns into a 1v1, having to kill all the enemies to win. You can choose your spot in the placement, and when it starts, it's game time. Any abilities you use in said 1v1 is taken away from you in the next round, provided you actually win said 1v1. You won't be able to reset your health either, so be careful and hit your shots. It's like cut your kiss, which I know that sounds degenerate, but it needed to be said. Both Lancers each bring something unique to the table. While some might argue this is a smaller pool compared to other hero shooters, the depth of each character more than makes up for it. Even if you don't think so, it is still a beta. There'll obviously be more in the future, rest assured. Each Lancer has 3 basic abilities and an ultimate. Your use of these abilities combined with other gameplay mechanics is what creates Fragpunk's unique depth. Bronze and silver players can't relate. Unlike a lot of hero shooters in the lineup trying to garner your attention, the character designs in this game is dopamine for your eyeballs. Among those Lancers that you'll get really giddy for is Axon. He's a wild card character that everyone wants to use, but will fall short for impact in the game. I'm looking at you, Jet players. Y'all aren't good, especially when you auto-lock. I swear, man, Valorant players are a different breed of degenerates, too. It's full of e-boys, e-girls, a bunch of Reddit rejects, and my god, is the entire player base filled to the brim with... Sorry, we're talking about Fragpunk. Exxon's design is the definition of punk rock. From the mask he wears to cover his face, showing off his personality, with his fit, a crop top and an open coat. He also has the classic skinny jeans, too. Axon absolutely pulls it off, and probably pulls any woman at his concerts. I might even cosplay him one day, who knows.
Stop the cap!
The 8 beta maps are a different spin on the 3 lanes that Call of Duty is known for. Simple, and yet another piece to look out for, especially with the shard card system, which again, I'll talk about shortly. I know I keep hyping up the shard cards, but I do have my reasons. Don't skip ahead in the video, okay? I see you. I see you trying to skip ahead. Don't do it. I can see your mouse cursor moving along the screen to play the button. I didn't think so. I don't think you want to do it. Don't think I don't know. Standout is Black Market, the most modern out of all maps. Black Market is set inside a well-structured city with a lot of narrow alleys and wide pathways. Featuring 2 converted plant sites, the map has a cyber-esque vibe that players will definitely enjoy. Apart from its futuristic vibe, it favors long-range weapons like snipers. It won't matter too much if you play your cards right. Yep, it's time to talk about the shard cards. The shard cards are a true standout mechanic. Each card switches up how you play the game. Each teammate starts out with 1 point to use at any time from round 1 to the end of the game, unless you get into duels, which will be discussed in the video. You get more points by doing various objectives and plays, from getting kills to planting the converter. This is a game's version of the bomb or the spike in Valorant. You can stack your points, of course, in other shard cards too, but just know that you need to be careful on picking which cards to use and how you might play against the enemy team. One card in particular that is by far my favorite card is Blade Master. Your knife, which is always pulled out to inspect in any shooter that lets you, which I love doing, turns into a katana that every player on the team can use. To the lower ranks, it may seem far too overpowered. You can use it to block bullets and then you can lunge forward for a one-hit kill. It's similar to the energy sword from Halo. Cards can also affect your primary and secondary weapons. You can upgrade a weapon from any category, or you can have your secondary become more powerful than it is in its base form. It's like going from Kaioken to Super Saiyan. Cards can even change the way rounds are done. Are you going to blow it up on defense? There's a card for that. Just switches sides from defense and offense so that you can easily be on the winning team. Want the round to go longer or shorter? Well, there's also a card for that. Can't hit your headshots easily? Yep, we got a card for that. There are far more cards that do so much more than I can list. It is a review, not a ranked video. The system will take time to get used to, but it is still fun regardless. It's not all sunshine and cotton candy. The learning curve is steep, and new players might find themselves repeatedly demolished by veterans who've mastered the mechanics of the game. The tutorial, while comprehensive, dumps too much information too quickly and can overload the TikTok brain rot you develop over the course of COVID-19's life cycle. The shard card system is also quite daunting. Fragpunk currently has 111 different cards. That's way more than you'd think they'd cook up, and far more than a deck of cards that Gambit from X-Men utilizes. You'll feel as if you need to remember exactly what each of them do, so be prepared to speed read what cards you're given and which one your opponent has as well, and that could be potentially used against you. Getting used to the cards won't be easy, as some cards might change the movement like spawning snow to slide to removing all doors on the map. Fragpunk is a breath of fresh air in the hero shooter genre. While it might not convert players who prefer more traditional tactical shooters, for those willing to invest the time to master this unique movement system, it offers some of the most exhilarating multiplayer matches currently available. The combination of meticulous gameplay, transforming abilities, and thoughtful map design creates moments of genuine excitement that few other games in its camp can master. Despite with some possible balance issues and a steep learning curve, Fragpunk sets a new standard for what hero-based shooters can be. Now I'm going to give this game an 8.5 out of 10. Damn, I sound like an IGN fucking reviewer. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for the people who watched. Thanks for the people who didn't watch. Let me know in the comments what your favorite Lancer is, or if you pulled off any particular impressive plays of your own.